Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler. This is Crystal, and we are New Teachers Thriving. So, want to start with a story. It was October of my first year as a teacher, and I was at this IHOP restaurant with my mom, and teaching was kicking my butt. I was overwhelmed. I was uh, doing not good enough work with my students, and um, I was doubting my ability to be the teacher I had joined the profession to become. And I remember my mom asking me, Tyler, how's it going? And I remember the pancakes had just arrived and my eyes welled up with tears. And I remember a teardrop literally dripping into the pancakes in front of me and saying, Mom, it is so hard.
I felt the same way my first year teaching. I'm not sure if this is on. It is on? Okay. I felt the same way my first year teaching, and in fact, many teachers do. Um, Out of the over 200,000 teachers that start out in their classrooms every year, 48,000 of them do not return for their second year. And that's largely because their year looks something like this. They start out eager and excited to make an impact in their classrooms and communities, but very quickly become overwhelmed. As a result, many leave by the end of the year, and some don't even make it that long. And what we have as a result are severe teacher shortages. We have teachers who are feeling miserable in their classrooms. And we know that this has a negative impact on our students and on our districts. It is so expensive to replace a new teacher. In fact, for every new teacher that needs to be replaced, it costs about $21,000. But we know that it doesn't have to be this way. While there are going to be ups and downs that come with entering any new profession, this cycle that we have early career teachers currently going through needs to be disrupted. And that's what New Teachers Thriving is here to do. We provide teachers with the skills and the community that they need to be able to thrive throughout the course of a year.
So we do this in two ways. We provide in-person trainings, and we'll eventually be providing online supports for teachers that is really grounded in rigorous empirical evidence about what works to help people achieve greater degrees of well-being. We do this to help districts achieve four key outcomes. So improve student learning, but then also reduce burnout, reduce absenteeism, and increased retention for teachers. So we've piloted it over the course of this year with Boston Public Schools, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback. So the folks that we were working with thought that maybe 15 to 20 teachers would want to take part, but we had over 70 applications from teachers, which was really encouraging. We're also seeing really positive feedback. I actually just was going through it today, and teachers are feeling that it's helping sustain them in the profession and making them want to stay longer as teachers. We're also seeing interest from districts across the country, some of whom have already made a commitment to make an investment in us, and others who want to bring us on board to help their teachers become less burned out. We feel, on the basis of that interest, really confident that we're going to be able to scale this over the course of the years ahead.
And one reason for that is that we know there's a big market for it. Of the 50 largest districts in our country, $88 billion are being spent on professional development alone. And while there are organizations out there that are geared towards supporting new and early career teachers, they're in limited supply and scope. Now, I mentioned earlier that it costs about $21,000 for each new teacher that needs to be replaced. And our business model is simple. By charging $210 per teacher, with the estimation of having about 100 teachers per district, what a district would be spending to replace a teacher could actually be used to support 100 of them. And we have really large plans to scale by scaling both of our online and in-person sessions, and we would expect to see revenue increase. We also have built assets. We have those who have joined our email list, who have seen Tyler's videos online, then we know that we can continue to build a network of people who can help us spread our vision.
Now is the time for a service like this. We're seeing teacher shortages in the headlines all across the country. You've probably seen it in the news. Teachers are striking at an unprecedented rate. And Yeah, they're demanding better pay, but they're also demanding that districts provide more effective and holistic supports for them. Third, Education Week found recently that 90% of senior district leaders either have recently or will soon make a significant investment in social emotional learning. And that's primarily at the level of students, but we think there's going to be an analog at the level of adults in the near future. We also think that we've got the team to make this happen. So Akash, that was actually a reminder to call Akash, who couldn't be with us today, is a brilliant senior at the college who's done a lot of psych research, and he is actually the one person that Angela Duckworth, who wrote the book Grit, that you may know, has admitted into her PhD program for next year. Crystal's an incredible leader, was the co-founder of a school and helped found a teacher training program and led Mayor de Blasio's effort to recruit and retain a diverse teaching force for all of New York City. And I led a region of Teach for America for about 5 years. So we have experience in this sector. We've also got some great advisors, people who have founded some of the nation's most successful nonprofits in the education space, a current sitting superintendent, and people who know a lot about designing an intervention that leverages the best behavior science. We've used some of, and I know we're about to wrap up, we've used a lot of the HILT funding over the course of this year to support the research development, to support building the curriculum, and we're eventually going to move into developing our online course. The opportunity ahead of us is related to the fact that there are teachers all across this country who are crying into their pancakes, literally or metaphorically, and we want to make sure we turn those frowns upside down. Thank you.